I'm CEO Outcrop Gold. I'm going to focus on the drilling we're doing on the high-grade Santa Ana silver and gold project in Colombia. Forward-looking statements, expect you may have unforeseen and unknown risks that would affect what we're saying. I have 36 years experience in basically all aspects of economic geology, from green grassroots to development to mining, and I'm credited with several discoveries. The most notable is probably Gold Rush, which is the previously Placer Dome, now Barrick's Cortez Mine Gold Rush project. Then it was called ET Blue, but I put the first hole in it in actually a covered area. We've just been able to bring Chris Crouchley on. He's a permanent resident as exploration manager. He's a permanent resident of Colombia, fluent in Spanish, and he's worked for several groups in Colombia. Basically, everyone on the team has been years directly with Colombian jurisdiction or Latin American companies. Ian Slater he's a great mining entrepreneur and a real upbeat, inspirational guy to work with. Has several companies now in Colombia. He's permanent in Colombia, and he's a chartered accountant. Jay is a lawyer that's worked in the Colombian jurisdiction before, and that gives us a nice support for working in Colombia legally, which can be a little bit problematic. We have 109.5 million, 109.6 million shares outstanding, fully diluted, 170 million. We have our top shareholders. Eric Sprott holds 19.9%. He's participated in 2 private placements and has bought on the open market. We have about 10% in institutional funds, and Outcrop Management still maintains 25% ownership. Santa Ana that's our flagship. Even though we're a prospect generator, we will drill our flagships, especially if we know we can add value and we have clear, compelling targets. Santa Ana is colonial era high-grade silver and gold district. In the Spanish Royal Archives, you can still find reports dating from 1580 of 14 mines producing an average of 4 kilograms silver over 1.4 true widths and up to 17 kilograms silver locally. These are fantastic numbers. We've actually pulled up to a meter of 10.8 kilograms silver equivalent as our best hole. So all 14 mines that are in the report are on our property. With respect to infrastructure and the setting at Santa Ana, it's a drive-up property, good grid power to the nearby town of Falon, water that we can develop ourselves on the property, very strong community support, and excellent security conditions. We've made 5 discoveries since December 2019 into the present. We have a weighted average grade for all our significant holes of 1.4 kilograms silver equivalent per ton. We have 67 holes we put in between December 2019 and December 2020. And again, the best intercept being almost a meter of 70 grams gold, 5.55 kilograms silver, or 10.8 kilograms silver equivalent. We have a core drilling program underway. We've had 1 or 2 rigs continuous since December 2019. We're just coming up on finishing 12,000 meters. We haven't, that's a target-rich environment, so we expect to just to roll into another 12,000 meter phase for a 2021 target of total drilling of 24,000 meters by Outcrop. There's 14 kilometers of cumulative vein strike that we've identified just on the original 700 hectares. We've expanded the property through acquisition to 25,000 hectares. Unlike other parts of the Colombian subtropical rainforest, you have outcropping veins like you can see on the right. Even though it's a narrow vein system, commonly or frequently, in fact, it's prevalent. There's local packages of veins. Here's a place called Roberto Chavar, where you can actually composite veins and wall rock, intervening wall rock over 18 meters and come out with 450 grams equivalent silver per ton. That's a significant number when you consider that the average of the 10 most important silver mines in the world are producing at only 300 grams silver equivalent per ton now. We have in that 14 kilometers, cumulative kilometers of veins, we've made 5 high-grade chutes. We basically, there were 100% on targets, 5 targets, 5 chute discoveries, and we have 4 targets lined up, ready to drill. Our exploration objective for 2021 is to find 5 to 7 additional chutes for a total of 10 to 12, and at which point we would probably make a decision. We would reach a decision point for delineation and a preliminary compliant resource. This is the El Dorado chute, one of our most recent. It shows the same configuration as the Roberto Chavar, which is 4 or 5 veins in a very small interval. Again, this is from the surface to 200 meters and open. There's an indication here with 2.5 kilogram and 1.4 kilogram type stuff that you're actually getting better widths and better intercepts, better values at depth. And this chute we can trace for up to 400 meters. The reason the values are so high is because the core is so pretty. It's basically, you have epithermal textures overprinting what looks like orogenic, especially transitioning to orogenic at depth. Just a lot of things going on to put a lot of gold and silver in the rock. We've done some preliminary simple solids modeling with inverse distance and or equal distance or grade projections. This La Ivana chute, which is our first discovery, it has a robust greater than 10 gram equivalent gold contour, or at an 80-to-1 ratio, 800 equivalent grams silver per ton. Well-defined, contiguous. This is, at this stage, it was 210 meters by 200 meters down dip. We've extended this by drilling a target quite a ways to the west, and incidentally, through deeper drilling, extended this to almost 350 meters. The equivalent grades of this whole volume are 28 grams gold and 2.8 kilograms silver per ton. Also, they're stacked, so you'll have a primary vein with up to 3 or 4 parallel veins around it. This is the Roberto Chavar. That's about 150 by 250 meter dimension, but it's just strictly limited by the drilling. It's 1.3 meters at this point. We've done some additional drilling. It's actually 1.8 meter true thickness with a high of 3.52 intercept width. The entire volume on a simple grade model is 18.1 equivalent grams gold per ton, or 1.4 kilograms silver. That 1.4 kilogram silver number keeps coming up. It's our weighted average for all our significant holes. It's a number you see as a calculated grade estimate, preliminary grade estimate internal for the chutes. We think that's probably going to be the district grade, meaning we put together the chutes, they'll come in at 1.4 equivalent grams silver. I also should say that the San Juan chute was discovered just 200 meters to the north of the Roberto Tovar. It was blind. That means we have two large chutes within only 600 meters of vein. So very high vein, potentially a very high density of chutes. We're doing ground geophysics. Gradient IP and resistivity seems to work the best. We're getting a good correlation of IP and resistivity with the veins. And again, currently 5 for 5 or 100% success with the geophysics. We now have probably 9 additional targets to drill. Extremely target-rich environment. This is the expansion, whereas before we were in the original Santa Ana area of about 700 hectares. We now have control 30 kilometers of trend. That includes the Frias mine that produced over 10 million ounces of silver before 1907, and the active El Porvenir mine, which is mining high-grade gold silver, but over 3-meter veins average. So we've actually expanded the cumulative vein trend from 14 kilometers to maybe up to 90 kilometers. So we're going to be just exploring the world-class vein district. This is a real interesting comparable slide. Everyone asks about the mineability of narrow veins. This is just a simple, there's metrics on the left. It's a simple comparison between a peer explorer, in this case Vizsla, and a major producer, in this case Silver Corp. Other than our veins, which are 0.8 to 0.18 meter average width, we have almost every metric or higher values than what Vizsla has. In particular, the size of the chutes, they're tremendous in size, and we have 5 chutes with drill definition as opposed to 1 with Vizsla. Silver Corp has used these veins to build up a $1.36 billion market cap, using stopes of 1.2 to 2.2 meters and Risu stopes down to half a meter. Their AISC for silver is $7 equivalent. Excellent social, corporate social responsibility. We know that because we were able to permit Santa Ana in less than 2 months, and we think we'll be permitting another property in Nariño by mid-2021. Probably the catalyst to look for in particular is continual results from a 12,000 meter drill program going forward into 2021. We hope to discover or expect to discover 5 to 7 additional chutes. Other projects is Majama. We're working on getting a social license to drill that. We would be simultaneously drilling 2 extremely high grade vein projects. And we have projects immediately adjacent to major joint ventures or projects with major companies. So we hope to have some joint ventures lined up also. And if you have any questions, you can get me at these contacts and I'll do my best to answer them.